Good day, good peeps, another fine day in the year of the vibrant tooling day. Bravo Dave, and I'm the Anomal Cars. You know me as the man who is excited for tomorrow's OC Revolution. You should be excited as well. It should be a great time. But that's a Sunday thing. I accidentally clicked this button instead of the normal Danganronpa start music for the Hunger Games button. And then I kind of sat here and vibed to the song for a couple of minutes, and I was like, I'm gonna just start with this. Cause you all know that this is one of my unashamed bangers of the Danganronpa franchise. I like this song a lot. Anywho, let's get into it. Today is the Heartstoppers episode. So get excited for the Heartstoppers. So outside of the champions, I put together a list of people who could stop your hearts without the need for straight physical violence and beating you to a bloody pulp. I'm talking about people who could do something to you, either very quickly or over time, that could stop your heart. Let's talk about it. We have the sparring partners, Moko and Akane. As I said, they are going to do it, violently. But they're the only violent team. Let's continue. Natsumi and Kyutaro. We have Makoto, Team Makoto, and Maskoto. Makoto with the luck, I'll tell you what. And Maskoto with whatever he wants, probably. That's a smart dude. Shrimp Fried Ice, we got Teru Teru, who will probably just, he'll raise your cholesterol, and eventually a hot gonna stop. And then March 7th, she's gonna go crazy with a little ice. Ice Cream Scoop, Ruka, and Neo, Wolfpack, Gonta, and Pandreo. I'm really saying more for Pandreo. He's gonna woo into your ears. The sudden shock is going to stop your heart. Great Anime Bake Off, Mai and Karumi. The future is now. Tengen and Fubuki. Fubuki can rewind time. So in the moment the time is stopped, your heart is technically stopped. I like this one is a very, very fun, oh, well, I suppose this is correct. Mocktails, Mixers, Ice, Sumugi and Diona, Pimp's Mafia, Kazuichi, and Peko, who might scare you to death. Talent Scouting, Nekomaru and Yansan, who might work you to death in terms of training. Buckshot, Roulette, Seiko, and Aventurine. Song and Dance, Crazy Hiyoko, and Robinhausen, who will curse you to death. Bestselling Manga, Fumi, and Yaimiko. Parental Guidance, Hiroko, and Boss, because they make my heart stop, baby. Ugh. We have Kiss of Death, Sato, and Castoris, who I really need to, in the main document, put the S back on her name. Put some respect in that S back on her. Yehoda's Witnesses, we have Saint Junko and Angie, Detective in Training. Shuichi and Yuma, Brave, and the Bold and the Brave. Yuta, more so for Cassius, he's gonna figure out a way. Cassius is a brilliant mind, who sees the true nature of all things. Older twins, Mukuro and Linny. It might stop by magic. Ibuki and Eito, I don't think there's really actually any explanation needed for Eito, not for nothing. This team is still named Team Howler Monkey here, that's crazy. What was their name? Well, here. I have the hearts open, so I can just search for Maki's name. Thank you very much. They're the Warm-Blooded Killers. We will copy that and paste it right there. Look, you guys, I didn't forget to put their name in there in the main doc. Anywho, Two Tones, Gundam, and Darumi, RPG Party, Himiko, and Mikon, Carry On, Chisa, Capitano, That Girl Is Poison, Kyoko, and Sucrose, and lastly, Sunshine, In My Pocket, Monofony, and Leon. And I think we do finally have to calm down this music, because chaos could reign. And I may have to set up this episode slightly differently by putting our third Agent of Chaos in. Will we have to? Let's find out. Will chaos reign here tonight? Let's spin the wheel and let's find out. I meant to do it right when this beat changes, but the beat changes way later than I usually think. It's not even close. that being said, go and make your picks. First, second, and third, and we'll play the actual regular music. Who do you got? And let me actually bring up your comments from last time, because I asked you a fun question. You guys gave me some fun answers about which character from another franchise do you think would do very well in a killing game. So let me talk to you. Let me get your answers out here. Let me get all your answers. From the budding romance episode. Gimme ghoul. Gimme. Thank you very much. And newest, and it is time to talk about it. Perfect. Dragon Force Czar, who says, non-Danganronpa characters survive a Danganronpa killing game. You say Vaughn Arkwright from Trails Through Daybreak. Don't know that character, but I'm sure Saturday V will meet them soon. Soon enough, not very soon. Not saying too much to avoid spoilers, but he radiates Danganronpa protagonist energy while possessing Kyoko level skills and intelligence and mountains of badass. Yes, I'm biased as hell. Very cool. Very interesting. Kuzu, who says, I know someone is going to give this answer, but Eito. What is listed here is, I suppose, a little spoilery for 100 line, but at this point, I think we are just going to be fine spoiling first 100 day things. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I feel like I'm at that point because the game has been out for a year and the first 100 days is the easiest part. Well, easiest. It still takes some time to get through. Cat who responds with the Halo. But I agree with your points. I do agree with your points, Kuzu. I've read them and I agree with them. Let me see. The Kotoko Hunger Games adventure. You love to see them. The Nopes out of here is hilarious. Let me see. Opening saying not even Ryoko, who is canonically a sweetheart, but Junko. What do you mean? Junko is the biggest sweetheart of all time. Blessed be. Yes, please. Anywho. We will continue with Golden, who says, non-Danganronpa character who will survive a killing game. Spider-Man, his spider senses, would, foresee anyone attempting to kill him. He's also just fly under the radar, not having to worry about being suspected. That's fair. That is fair. Character who does a murder and gets away with it. Big the Cat from This is the Craziest. The wildest answer that I didn't expect. Big the Cat from Sonic the Hedgehog. I think it's like a Gonta situation. Big would be sit on the victim, crush them, kill them in his sleep, and he didn't know he did it. And because he's such a sweet being, no one will ever suspect him. Also, Hero's mom cover would be hilarious. Do it, I will help Lamau. One of these days. Cat, who says, non-Danganronpa character survivor, buy a list from 3 houses, would use Divine Pulse to cheese their way out of a killing game, which is hilarious, actually. That is really funny. Non-Danganronpa graduating Blackened is, yeah, okay, there, yep. Well, I mean, I knew that this answer was coming, it's intelligent, good at, being the helpful side, also good at sympathy baiting, fair enough. Heard. Anywho. Very good answers. I was thinking Eito last week. I don't know if I actually physically said Eito. I feel like and it's weird because like there's a handful of characters that I'm thinking of that I'd be like, oh, but I feel like they could die in like a chapter 5 or something. So I'd have to pick someone who's like overpowered, but I don't want to pick anyone who's got like, some sort of superpowers, you know what I mean? So I think I probably would have also said Eito for a Blackened, but someone who survived the entire game, I feel like it would have to be someone who's got that protagonist style energy. Then instead of Cassius Brett, I'm gonna go with Stelbrate. Hopefully survives a different one. Anywho, question of the game. Do I have one? I don't. Can I make one up? I certainly can. You. Yeah, you. watching this video right now. Let's keep it simple this time. We all know there's heart emojis. Get on your phone. If you're watching this on your computer, open up your phone or some device. Or you can do, if you're on a Windows computer, you can do like the Windows key and period to bring up the emoji keyboard, not keybar. Give me, what is the best heart emoji? There are a bunch of different colors. There's the little twin hearts right there. There's the, and I only like really recently discovered this, there's like the hand that's like holding up the heart like this as an emoji. What is the best heart emoji? Which one do you use most often or ever if you don't use any of them, not for nothing? I use a specific color, I think, the most. In my actual, I don't use a whole bunch of hearts for real, but when I am sending a heart in a text message, I will send one or two specifically, one color or one like variation, but let me know. We're just gonna keep it simple because this is the heart season. Put that in the comments and let's get this episode on the road, shall we? Tag team titles are not on the line, but there are a couple of teams here that are in a little bit of trouble. I know Munakata's not here, but his tag team partners Himiko and Mikan are. Munakata's at 0 hearts. If we want to do a quick catch up before this actually starts, there are several characters now at 0 hearts. A couple more than I expected. So I have a feeling when we hit that sweet midpoint, it's going to go wild really fast, and we have a handful of characters here who are already at 1. Mostly Danganronpa characters. Clearly, since tag team partners, you know, have less of a chance to lose all these hearts as opposed to the Danganronpa characters. That being said, look at everybody here. And remember, the last place team, everybody loses a heart. Let's see how it plays out as we start this game. Scroll down and let's kick it. And as the tribute stand on their podiums, the horns, they toss sound. So horn bearers, do your thing. Do me a solid, would you? Thank you. Thank you kindly. We must continue though, shall we? I believe we must. We will do exactly that. By pressing this button. My hand was all over the place. Akane has a horrible feeling in her chest. Mikan finds a pillow, so sleepy. Karumi has found a table, hoping no one goes through it. Sucrose finds a massive sack of apples. Ruka punches a tree and gets a yeet ball. Karumi begs Maki for a job at Maki-Donald's. Maki could use an extra fry cook and hires her. March 7th finds a boombox. She's gonna play some sick beats. And she's gotta find some more people who can beat her going into AV Mania. She's already got two very cool competitors on that warpath, I suppose. Ato finds some moon shoes. Oh man, you know, a leaping Ato reminds me of like those leaping spiders that like look kind of cute, but if a spider leaps at me, I'm gonna be like, huh, my heart has stopped. In theme with the episode. Sumugi finds Pilot, brings her back to her tank. Moko feels strong enough to handle anything, rather. Kyoko spots something shining in the distance. Yuta puts a death card on March 7th while she's asleep. Yuma steals Ruka's yeet ball. Pekko finds a skateboard, hide it from Dottore. Angie steals Yuma oh gosh. I have a couple of events to add to the skateboard. Angie steals Yuma's yeet ball, runs off with it. Mukuro and Linny attack Afumi from behind, killing him. Tengen. Oh man, that means everyone at present, everyone on Afumi's team loses a heart because they are last. They have the person in last place right now. Tengen steals Angie's yeet ball. Maskoto then steals Tengen's yeet ball. Himiko, demon summoning circle on the ground. Seiko hacks Linny's life points. Wait, and steals a heart. Hold on a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to start a new page here. Seiko has taken a heart away from Linny. Perfect. Yaimiko wanders off and gets lost and never seen again. Oh my gosh, Yaimiko, I think, has technically lost 2 hearts. Yikes! Darumi murders Pekko before Kazuichi can react. Kazuichi rushes to help, but it's already too late. Eventually just found a fishing rod. Now you can catch all the fish. Mai accepts the trials. Mai gains power. Persona Natsumi has had enough, and she is now enraged. Boss follows some sparkles, discovers a magic wand. Hopefully it still has some spells left in it. Saint Junko, blessed be, finds my climate change remote, and she will change to the best season of all time, autumn. Just wait and see. Blessed be. And if she changes it to autumn, I want everyone to put their hands together, and we gonna pray to Saint Junko together. Terra tries to get others to notice him. Cass is determined to survive any of this. Robin steals Maskoto's Jeep-Ball, runs off with it. Kyutaro stops quietly. Sato picks up his new Kulong in various places. Shuichi's been hot on Eito's trail. Eito thinks he's gotten away, but Shuichi's deduced the location, delivered the final blow. Eito has bitten the dust. Makoto has ghost powers. He walked to a very strange machine, pushed a button, molecules rearranged. Kazuichi sobs quietly. Chisa steals Robin's G-Ball, runs off with it. Dangerous. Fubuki does her best to avoid Tengen. Pandreo feels like jamming out and takes my soundboard. Gonta doesn't really want to, but finds himself having to get rid of Ibuki. Oh no. Capitano, is that their full team out too? We're losing a lot of full teams back to back. Capitano knocks out Gundam in a fist fight. Death Claw's on him. Ion-san finds a neon open sign. We're also finding a lot of big time items early in this game. Neo begins glowing brightly. She's now a light bearer. Crazy Yoko comes down for good. No longer subject to the whims of a changing brain, Hiroko has a strong sense of justice, turns face. Castorus mopes around uselessly. Nekomaru creates marker blushes of Sucrose without her permission. Of course they're gonna sell like hotcakes. Sucrose is admittedly adorable. Gundam tried to rip the Death Collar off, but he did no damage. Archon Secret Villain Diona grant her a Dendro Vision, not quite right, but okay, Archons. Monophanie's frenzied. Yugumu turns into an absolute pain to deal with, and Linny has found a table. Hopefully nobody goes through it. We are already down 5 competitors. Just 5, actually. Usually on you know, games like this, we'll see, you know, a slightly larger death count, but I guess everyone's vibing, and they'll continue to vibe after this Clear Day Lune 4. Hifumi, Yaimiko, Pekko, Eito, Ibuki. Well, I mean, we go on. It's just 5. I was gonna say it's just 5 people left, but that's 2 full teams, isn't it? That's crazy. That is actually insane to me. Let's proceed. That's actually insane to me. We will go on, we will proceed, and we will click next round to see. Maskoto lays the title belt on the ground, grabbing Pandora in a headlock, driving a skull into the hard metal, killing him. Robin, this wants to be helpful. Angie finds a bike, and she gonna cue that bike theme. 1, 2, scoobly-doobly-doo, and Sucrose wants his daughter to be overall ready. Ruka just wants to end things once and for all with Himiko. Himiko bites the dust. Darumi can't wait to kill again. Maskoto sneaks up on Fubuki. Fubuki's known that she's been followed for ages now and is able to counterattack Maskoto. Kurumi and Mai get into an argument over who should be in charge. Archon see Great Principal and Capitano grant him a Geo Vision. Yuma uses a mysterious gas rather to knock out Aventurine, and Saint Junko death calls on the both of them. I almost called her Crazy Kyoka. Which, you know, really does work. Maybe they should bond a little bit. She's healed. Aventurine casts out his route, pulls out a C bass, more like a C+. Yuta finds a hat rack, so many hats. Castorus tries to kill Aventurine, but Aventurine retaliates and kills her instead, probably with his fishing rod. That fishing line is strong. Mukuro twiddles her thumbs. Mikon, Seiko, nope, Sato, and Maskoto, nope, Makoto, but he is a Makoto. He doesn't wear a mask. But he could in 2x2, who knows, who knows. Aventurine chases Fubuki. Yuta waves at Natsumi. Natsumi chases at him while just shaking her fist. Gonta finds some leather scraps. He's Cave Gonta. Honestly, pretty fitting. Moko's found a table. Ion-san finds a plank of wood. Yugumu rambles on about nothing and something that nobody cares about. Neo somehow finds a suit of medieval armor, puts it on, gleams with a dazzling shine. Maki then offers Boss a job as a fry cook. Boss could use the extra cash, and she accepts. Shuichi tripped and fell in a bush, which surprisingly has a Yeet-Ball in it. Makoto shoots blaster from his hands at Gonta, but he's swiftly dodging these blows because he's got so much more flexibility and mobility now that he's wearing this caveman gear. Kazuichi sobs quietly. March and Teru discuss song choices. Nekomaru tries to kill Neo, but the knight's armor diverts the blow. Boss starts deep frying random objects in the kitchen. Don't tell my boss, didn't you just get a job? Like 8 events ago, whatever. Liddy finds a lovely bikini, puts it on, it's quite revealing. Mai traps Mukuro on a box, ships it to Brazil. Kyutaro twitches uncontrollably. Chisa runs her E-ball back for a big touchdown. In a fit of frenzy, Monophony creeps upon Teru, turns him inside out. Gundam finds a pillow rather, so sleepy. He's so sleepy. Hiroko just found a wrestling singlet, and she's good at the wrestling. Dinah summons massive vines around Moko, bleeding her dry. Akane then immediately misses her. She was like, oh man, she's gone? I miss her already, literally. Leon doesn't understand what's happening. Tsurugi can't oh my gosh, can't take it anymore, and snaps Diona's neck. Kuzu is gonna probably call her base for that. As Seiko cleans up Abuki's rotten corpse, Sato finds a bowling ball. Hopefully she gets a strike. Saint Junko looks for someone dumb enough to believe her. Not believe her. She's looking for someone smart enough to believe in her. Blessed be. Tengen trips and falls in a really bad way, breaking his neck. Cassius sets down a trap, and Crazy Yoko's now got a dimensional sight. We have now tripped our way down to 40 remaining competitors, and a Clear Day Loon 4. Pandreo, Himiko, Maskoto, Castorus, Mukuro, Teru, Moko, Diona, Tengen. Well, I guess that's why they call it the Blues or something like that. We are down to our final 40. We still have a couple of big items in play. Junko, I believe, still has that, climate change remote. We got sides in play. Eon-san's got that neon open sign, and Eon-san is still alive. So we'll see if any of those things cash in. But for right now, we must move forward. We must proceed. 40 competitors left, and it begins with Yuma getting caught in Cassius' trap. It's a good trap. Not a stupid mistake. It's a battle of brilliant minds there, Yuma. And Cassius Bright. Yuma Coco Head, which is still a crazy, a silly name. It's a very silly name. Capitano summons a massive shield protecting him from Natsumi's attack. Capitano then caused the ground beneath Natsumi to cave in, burying her alive. Darumi is looking out only for herself. I don't believe that. She's a sweet girl. Angie's bike brakes snap, and they go riding high speed into a tree branch, killing her. Oh, yikes. Mai steals Shuichi's G-ball, runs off with it. Mikan, Sato, and Makoto grab their instruments to practice together. March 7th, wonder if she was created for this very reason. Sucrose doesn't understand why Kyoko searches for junk when Sucrose can simply buy it. She's rich now. She's like, forget alchemy. I have money. Kyoko then brings Sucrose in for a hug, saying, you mean nothing to me. Apparently this change in richness doesn't abide well with Kyoko. She then slams Sucrose to the ground and walks off alone. Their team is no longer working together in this game. Gonta finds a massive sack of apples, and Apple a Day keeps the doctor away. Boss waves her magic wand around, sending sparkles everywhere. Ruka finds a boombox, time to play some sick beats. Maki offers Sucrose a job at Maki Donald's as a cashier. Sucrose, who just got betrayed by her teammate, says, yeah, I'll work for you, boss. Accepts, and she is now a cashier. Robin accepts her shadow as Robin gets the power of Persona. Oh my gosh. Tsumugi finds moon shoes reliable for any broken ankles. Gundam finds a turtle on the beach who slowly approaches him. A new friendship is born. Kazuichi knocks out boss in a fist fight. Death Caller on her. Makoto shoots blast of energy from his hands at Leon. Leon's unable to survive the blow. I forgot Makoto was even half ghost. He did push a button. Walk into a very strange machine last round. Saint Junko misses spooks and jump scares and changes the arena calendar on the climate change remote to October. Do you know what month October is? The 10th. Do you know what season that is? Autumn. I believe we all need to take a moment of silence right now. As I said earlier in this episode, that if she does do what she's supposed to do and change the arena back to the greatest time of the year, autumn, the best season of all time, we will stop, we will bow our heads, we will put our hands together, and we will pray to Saint Junko. Blessed be. Now, Cassius picks up a pumpkin outside of an unknown shop where business appears to be booming. He picks up a small pumpkin. Ian-san, Sato, Cassius, Ruka, Mikan, Fubuki get together to carve jack-o'-lanterns. Yugumu wasn't invited in an act of revenge. He dons a pumpkin on his head and slaughters them all in the forest. A little bit of a killer, I'll tell you what. Or a lot of bit of a killer. Karumi gets the power of visions, an animal one to be specific. Neo challenges Capitano and Shuichi to an anything goes pancake eating competition. Here it is. Shuichi murders them both. Did not know that he was a little killer himself. That being said, Shuichi does earn entry and is not already in here to the World Pancake Championship Invitational. Currently held by Joe. Boom, boom, boom. But Teru's back as a spooky ghost, which means, you know what that means. Ghost possessions are officially, potentially in session. Aventurine and Nekomaru jump to a pile of leaves around the arena. Monofini is looking particularly erratic, maniacal, and seething. Shuichi and Yuta enter a costume contest. Shuichi's a pirate, while Yuta is a reaper, the same as every year. Yuta slices Shuichi with his scythe, killing him, the same as every year. Yugumu takes his bad hold on. First of all, you can't take your bad brain into an even stranger place. After you murdered 6 people who were just carving pumpkins, he's more unstable than when he murdered 6 people carving pumpkins. Oy vey, good luck to everybody else in this game. Seiko jumps into a pot of leaves. Unfortunately, leaves were covering a pit. Seiko falls in and perishes. Yuta gives Monofini a baseball cap. Monofini pulls out a bat out of nowhere and says it's all about the Mets, baby. Let's go Mets. This might not be their season this year, I'll tell you what, but we still love the Mets. Lenny prints out a bunch of invitations for his Halloween party. Akane's got the Omnitrix on her side. Nekomaru feels protected by his wealth. Kyutaro feels strong enough to handle anything. Hiroko fights for truth, honor, and justice, becomes Super Hiroko. Chisa also finds Pilot, and Crazy Yoko gets her Halloween costume ready. Just like that, we have pushed to the halfway point in this game. All because of Saint Junko. And because of her, we give a Claire de Lune 4. Natsumi, Angie, Leon, Ian-san, Sato, Cassius, Ruruka, Mikan, Fubuki, Neo, Capitano, Shuichi, Seiko. Can you feel the autumn breeze rushing past your, I don't know, your ears? Your shoulder blades. I was like, pick a body part. Shoulder blade. I think about shoulder blades often, because, you know, what if you could, like, take one off and then use it as an actual blade? Anywho, that would be my superpower. Let's continue. Next round. Akane transforms into an alien with a flame body, shoots white-hot fireballs at Tsumugi, turning her to ash. Maki is really on a jobs hiring spree. Hires Darumi, who is now working the drive-thru window. There is, keep in mind, there are specific events where if Maki is able to hire a full staff, she can do some very powerful things, but they all have to be alive together. I think we might be very close to that. I think the only person she has not hired is a drive-thru, no, not a drive-thru worker, I'm sorry, the person who's fixing the ice cream machine, or repairman. If she's able to do that, and I believe everyone else is still alive, she could be cooking with gas. Robin summons her persona, uses Agi, scorching Nekomaru's arm. Kyutaro ambushes Akane and gets rid of her. Gundam watches his pet turtle ambling around. That's our Agent of Chaos taking out the champion. He was like, I'm not reigning today. Teru has found the corpse of Shuichi, possesses it. Shuichi is now back. As a spooky ghost, Monofini kind of wanders off and gets lost and never seen again. I'm watching her. Lenny flaunts his bikini. Yuta gives Sucrose a tiara. She feels like the prettiest of princesses. Aventurine casts his rod in the river, pulls out a tuna. Someone's eating good tonight. Saint Junko tries to kill Nekomaru, but Nekomaru tries to bribe her. Saint Junko takes the money and kills Nekomaru anyway. It is against the teachings of Saint Junko to take bribes. So she took it and then killed him. To teach him a lesson. Kazuichi creates marketable blushes of Robin without her permission. Is Robin gonna be in ZZZ or something? I think I heard something of that nature, that they're having a crossover. But I digress. Sells like hotcakes, they're both rich. Darumi is rocking out to music and doesn't notice the 15 cars lined up in the drive-thru. Why is everyone doing so terrible working at McDonald's today? Oh my gosh. Okay. Makoto possesses Yuma, walks him right off of a cliff. Seiko's decaying. Boss gestures angrily towards March 7th with her magic wand. March only has time to feel her body temperature rising before she topples over dead. Which is unfortunate because she is an ice baby. Yugumu is looking particularly erratic today. Chisa finds a skateboard, time to do some sick moves. Gonta can't handle the stress after losing a teammate who's become more cowardly. Crazy Yoko tries to kill Sucrose, but Sucrose pays her off with money. Crazy Yoko leaves, saying, alright, yep, this checks, you get to live. Oh man. Kyoko finds a seemingly official decree from a powerful Archon. Will she dare to hang it up? We'll have to find out. Crazy Yoko slices her scythe, opening a dimensional rift before she can shove in Kyutaro. Kyutaro snatches the scythe, hits Crazy Yoko in the back of the head with it, and shoves her in instead. Crazy Yoko is in the despair dimension. Mai runs her Yeet Ball back for a big touchdown. In fact, it's almost Yeet Ball season again. Not for nothing, Kurumi uses a gust of wind to knock the manager Maki off of a cliff. Rest in peace to the manager. Someone could steal the managerial position as Hiroko and Kyoko, the two mightiest competitors, do battle in the arena. Though Kyoko used underhanded tactics, the heart of Hiroko never gave up, and Mama was able to conquer the monster heel. Blessed be. Mama's on... I was gonna say Mama's on me, which is great, but that's not what I wanted to say there. It sounds rather untoward, and I was not going for that, so I apologize. But mothers, hello. We're down to your final 19. Let's hit a Claire de Lune for Samugi, Akane, Teru, Monofani, Nakamaru, Yuma, March 7th, Maki, Kyoko. We got 9 more into your saving grace picks. Huh? We get them next round. I don't want to say it's a certainty, but I think it is still probably likely. We'll see. I do believe someone's probably going to try and take Maki's managerial permission. We're going to find out who that may be. 2 people. Makoto and Chisa are like, it's time to franchise. 3 people. Boss is trying to franchise too. Oh my gosh. 3 people have tried to franchise immediately. There are 3 new Makis, which means, oh boy, we could see a lot of shenanigans. Crazy Yoko avoids the dark trees who reach out to grab her. A Venturine casts his rod in a river pool without a snapping turtle. How can it snap without any fingers? Darumi has found a table. Sucrose finds a balloon, shiny and poppable, personally. Robin is sick and tired of Gundam being alive. How could you? Robin used her wealth to pay a $20,000 bounty and put it on Gundam's head. Now hold on a minute. Not my boy. Yugumu finds Avi's climate change remote. He now has the climate change remote as well as Saint Junko and Shizuo. Yuta gives Kazuichi a cowboy hat. He immediately uses his best ha. Saint Junko tries to go Gundam for the bounty, but he narrowly escapes, which allows Shuichi to sneak up on her. Well, then she tries to rather sneak up on Shuichi. He knows it's happening, counterattacks and kills Saint Junko. How could you? I'm so furious. Teru possessing Shuichi. Get him out of here. Lenny fills his bikini with gravel, uses an object to kill Sucrose. Gundam is paranoid and can't trust anyone. I mean, you know what? There's a bounty on your head. That is fair. Kazuichi puts a death collar on Robin while she's sleeping. Mai gets a fishing rod. Gonta gives Makoto an apple. But that apple was poison. And he's having a coughing fit. Kurumi sets on the table, grabbing Chisa in a headlock, then RKO's Chisa through that table. Kyutaro accepts the shadow of his shadow as Kyutaro gains the power of persona. I could really see Kyutaro having a shadow that he has to accept. I think that would be a fun scene of him accepting his shadow. As Hiroko then suplexes Kazuichi, then suplexes him again. And again, and again, and again, until he perishes. We are down to your final 15, 1 still in the despair dimension, 1 being Saint Junko, and that is a Claire de Lune 4. Blessed be Saint Junko, Sucrose, Chisa, Kazuichi. It should have been somebody else, not Saint Junko. It should have been somebody else. That being said, we are inching closer to that top 10. Saving grace picks might be right around the corner. But they're not here yet. So let's go on and let's see how this thing plays out. Next round sees, yeah, Hiroko, yeah, mama. Hero's mom has got it going on. She's all I want, and I've waited for so long. And then it's probably, you know, something about a 30% chance, you know, that's Hero's correct in odds. Anywho. I might really write that song. Hiroko sneaks up behind Shuichi, turns him inside out, hits him with an RKO out of nowhere. This breaks Shuichi's neck, killing him. Crazy Yoko has had the last of her energy sapped out by the ominous purple fog. She is officially gone. Kyutaro summons his persona, uses Bufu, trapping Yuta's feet in ice. While the manager is gone, Darumi looks for a promotion. Oh, so she was actually working as a promotion. She is now the Maki. She's been promoted. Aventurine casts around the river, pulls out a saw shark. You can call it a seesaw. Makoto is starting to fade from the poison. He is not going to be fading for long. He will be perishing. Nuclear waste brings Sato back as a zombie. Yuta pulls himself out of ice. That is so tough. Dude, I don't know if you've ever been trapped in ice. I may have a picture of this still somewhere. But at my previous location, we had an ice storm early this year, and it was so bad that like, it was like literally, you know how like sometimes you'll get snow and then there's like a layer of ice on top of the snow after like a wintry mix comes in after the snow? We had literally an ice storm that was all like sleet and ice, so it was just like a thick layer of ice on the streets for like 2 weeks because it was never warm enough for it to melt, and the days that it was slightly warm enough to melt, it was dead cold at night, so it was awful outside. I don't think I left the house for... I couldn't really leave the house for like a whole week. But I did, because eventually because our street was real bad. They did not plow it. So much so that, I think it was a FedEx truck tried to deliver something on our street, crashed into my neighbor's mailbox, and got stuck in their driveway. Man, if I have a picture of that, I'm gonna maybe potentially try and pull that in. But anywho, Yugumu tracks down and kills Gundam for the bounty on his head. Yugumu is $20,000 richer. Kurumi creates a sphere of air around Makoto and Hiroko, keeping there long enough for them to suffocate within. Yuta begs Boss, who's now the boss, for a job at McDonald's, hires a repairman. Uh-oh, repairman in play. Gonta, wearing leather scraps inside to behold. Robin levels up Agi to Agi Lao, can actually start getting kills with it. And Yugumu, mysterious gas, knocks out Kurumi and Linny. Death colors on them. There's a lot of factors in play right now, but it's still not within our final 10. It's still a Clear Day Lune 4. Shuichi, Crazy Hiyoko, Gundam, Makoto, Hero's mom. She got it going on. She do. We have to keep going. We are not at your final 10. We're about to find out who those final 10 will be because... oh boy! This game is very close to being over. Aventurine casts his rod in the river, pulls out a boot, not even a pair. Boss offers Aventurine a job as a repairman. Oh, for the ice cream machine. Aventurine can use the extra cash to gamble and accepts. Kurumi sees the great animated bait. They were both in. I was gonna say they're both in. They were. As a bunch of chumps to be milked, Robin summons her persona using Agi Lao to burn Yugumu. Mai summons their persona, uses Sai attacking Gonta, leaving him dazed with a splitting headache. So here we're finally at our final 10. From here we immediately go to our final 5 because remember it is still autumn. Darumi gets everyone together for a Thanksgiving feast. Darumi's in charge of the turkey. That is such a mistake. Why did y'all let her do it? Who in their right mind would let Darumi cook a turkey? You know, the last person who cooked a turkey won the game though, so we'll see if Darumi's able to pull it off. Yuta, Mai, Aventurine, Linny, and Kyutaro all die from severe food poisoning. Castorus is back as a ghost. Darumi lives, but Gonta puts a death collar on her while she's asleep. Sato is dangling with those withered limbs, and we are down to now your final 5. 2 others, I believe a ghost and a zombie, Sato the zombie, Castorus the ghost, and a Clear Day Lune, the last one potentially of the episode 4. Yugamu, Yuta, Mai, Aventurine, Linny, Kyutaro. It's your final 5, huh? Which means it is actually time for your shaving grace and picks. Shall we look at our, we don't need to go that far for our final 5. It is literally, Gonta, Darumi, Robin, Kurumi, and Boss, Those are your final 5. We can take a peek. Kurumi with 4 KOs, Darumi with 6. Oh man, Drive-Thru, hold on, Drive-Thru, Fry Cook. Oh wow, that's so funny. Kiss of Death has okay, never mind, I'm glad we came here. Kiss of Death has both of the undead perks, a zombie and a ghost. Isn't that something? Boss is still in here as a Fry Cook as well, so what was it, 2 Fry Cooks and a Drive-Thru? No, we have a Drive-Thru. Yes, 2 Fry Cooks and a Drive-Thru worker. I just needed to check what our cast was. Gonta was never hired. And who's our 5th? I must have scooted right past him. Robin was also never hired. Fair enough. So we're probably not gonna have somebody managing get a big time manager's like killing session or events of that nature where they have all 5 people, 5 I believe, 4 or 5 employees hired. We were very close this game. We were very, very close. That being said, make your picks first, second, third in the comments. I will make mine right here. For first, I'm actually going to take Caster's possessing somebody. I think she is going to get the job done. She doesn't have a lot of time to do it, though, so she's going to have to be fast. Second, I'm going to take Darumi. And third, I'm going to take Boss. Because it's going to be boss time. And that's not a prediction. It's not a spoiler. It's a fact of life. Are you ready? You better be, because if you didn't make your picks, you should have. Because I'm about to start this. I'm about to start this right now. So let's get it. It is actually our final 5. It's not a samurai woman. We are all caught in what we like to call within our final 5 a crisis of fate. It is Gonta, Darumi, Robin, Boss. Gonta, Darumi, Robin, Boss, and Kurumi. Right, correct. Let's see how this goes. Next round does it end? Oof, that might have been a ghost round. Boy. I do feel like it is the remaining ghost round that is happening is either a ghost event or a zombie event. I'll have to double check those. That being said, Boss tries to get us to notice her. Caster is playing around with her incorporeal body. Darumi feels defeated after losing a teammate. She feels lonely. Darumi has let him in. I believe Gonta died in that ghost round. Sato is decomposed. Nekamaru is decomposed. This might be over. It's not. It could be. It's not. We at least have Robin and Darumi left. Kurumi hates the way that the death color feels on her skin, and Robin summons her persona, uses Aki Lao, and then learns Mara Agi Dine. We're at your final 3. It is Robin, it's Kurumi, and Darumi. Gonta perished last ghost round, and Boss perishes now. It's a terrible turnabout for Boss. And Gonta 2. Will it be Robinhausen? Will it be Darumi? Or will it be Kurumi? I think it's time we find out. Shall we? Is Robinhausen about to win before I add the curse perk? Still a crisis of fate. Let's see if it happens. Next round sees. Oh no, Robin's back as a zombie. We're gonna have to take account of people turning people into zombies because we could very well get a zombie victory. Kurumi. She's stealing a heart from Darumi at the very end. And I want to point out this is so important because in the final 3, you know what happens unless like crazy things happen. Kurumi, Darumi, and Robin would all get a heart. Kurumi essentially, if she already had 3, she would not get an extra heart. Stealing a heart here, stolen hearts can get you above 3. Crazy work here. Well, I kind of want to see if Karumi is at, like, well, we'll see. We'll see. For right now, we probably have to switch the music, even though there's not a legit, like, terrible turnabout. It's almost over. It is your final two, Darumi and Karumi. We got a little rhyming final two. We have Ghost in play, so it could not be either one of them. Robinhausen just got turned into a zombie. We have like we have several zombies in play. Goodness gracious, huh? Alright, well yeah, we got a whole bunch of zombies in play. We'll see how this all plays out though. Between Karumi, Darumi, Karumi. Zombies, ghost, other shenanigans. Let's find out how this thing ends as we click next round and see. Tengen kills Karumi through ghastly means. Sato dangles her withered limbs around fiddling with them. Darumi ominously carries a lantern. Both of our living characters have done everything that they could. But I know below we still have one zombie remaining and I believe one ghost remaining. Himiko's back as a ghost as well, unless somebody comes back from the dead or a zombie takes Darumi down. Darumi wins this game. Let's find out what happens. Casterus, there's our ghost. Oh my gosh. In the final event, Nekomaru gets his second zombie bite. And he wins the game, actually, I believe. Let me just do a discount double check on zombie. He turned Robin and Darumi. Sato became a zombie on her own accord, and that is the only 4 zombies. I think Sato turned Nekomaru, but Nekomaru turned 2 people, which means he has the zombie, the zombie collection there, and he does take the win. Nekomaru gets the zombie victory. Oh, in the last event. Oh, dude. First of all, it is a terrible turnabout for Karumi, and it's really, even though she's undead right now, it's a terrible turnabout for Darumi. But it's real good for this man. From the undead, your winner. He's a big, strong boy. You know, he's, I guess, technically not in the top 3, but he is the winner via zombie rules. Going to the finale with his team. Nekomaru gets that undead victory and gets a point for everyone. I'm sorry, a life point for everyone on the team. That's crazy. I think Nekomaru was low too, wasn't he? I think last episode, and I think this is just last episode if I'm not mistaken, Nekomaru got down to 1 heart, I believe. Yes, because he lost a heart from, or maybe, yeah, it might have been 2 episodes ago. He lost a heart and had a heart taken or something of that nature. So he got down to 1. Today, he getting 1 of those hearts back, and so does his entire team. I'm looking at Himiko, actually. This is the one I'm looking at. Yes, it was last episode. Yes, so talent scouting, even though I don't think anyone else from talent scouting has lost the hearts that he has. Let me go here. Talent scouting is a little higher. Yeah, everybody else on this team has been vibing. They're about to get that extra golden heart. They'll be at 4. Kizakura, good for Kizakura actually, is a standard Danganronpa character. And Nekomaru, who will now be up to 2. Boy needed it. Let's talk about, I think Hifumi got last. And I think Yaimiko also as well. So, Hifumi, who had 3, So it was fine, but I think he got last, so everyone on this team is losing 1. And I think Yamiko also got in the bottom 10, so she's losing 2. So, you know, it has been a bad day for their team, and I'll, of course, update this, not right now, but I will likely update it, you know, slightly before the next episode releases. Just so you guys don't get spoiled, like, if you want to check during the episode. Very cool, very nice, very, very good. I don't want to see if anybody who had 0 or 1 hearts had especially a bad game today. Kaede really needed Robin to come through for her, actually. I think Robin is in the top 3, right? That only helps Robin, though. It doesn't help Kaede. Robin would have needed to win. Nagito, Rantaro, Hajime, Bandai, Mama. She did okay today, but she wasn't in the top 3. Himiko, Nekomaru, who we saw, did very good today. And Yuta, who I don't think Yuta did super well today. I don't know if he got in the final, the bottom 10 or not. Anywho, I'll update these. I assume some people will probably be going down from 2 to 1. We have a lot of 2s. We got a whole lot of 2s. We have 50 competitors this season so far at 2 or less, and that will continue to go down out of our 162. And once we get to the halfway point, I assume more than half of the cast will have at 2 or less, and then we will be in some really funky territory, especially with all of our people at 0. Don't forget to... They get a little quirky at the halfway point. I'll leave it at that. One more time, let's go and check out the rest of this episode. Yugumu had 7 KOs, good for the boy. Fitting, I suppose. In fact, also with 7 KOs, one of them was from a turkey, one of them was from murdering in the forest while people were carving pumpkins. So, you know. The 100-line folks represented today. Darumi really almost won this thing. I was kind of rooting for her right here, but I was like, I feel like she's going to get robbed. And robbed she was. Maybe if there's a fan vote this season, you'll remember Darumi. Because I sure will. That being said, this episode is over, but there is a stream this weekend with Dirk Madison. And I know a lot of people have been excited because it is July time. And it's July's OC Revolution. So get ready. I have literally no announcements for it. Because I don't talk to Dirk about OC Revolution. I talk to him about shenanigans. But tonight, or rather tomorrow afternoon, or it could be night depending where you are, OC Revolution is coming up. Get ready for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you enter OCs, get in there. But remember, if you want to enter OCs for the Danganronpa Hunger Games, you can still do that. I believe that ends this Sunday, if I'm correct. So get them in. You can enter them in singles action and tag team action this year. You got a bunch of submissions on your hands, so get entering. You can do the same OC in both of them. And stick to the channel this weekend for OC Revolution 11. And see what OCs may be going to AV Mania 5. I'm United Savior. I'm taking off. Toodaloo Flight Crew. Thank you for watching.